Great things to you today. Great things to you today. I want to start my show today. I want to start this broadcast today with a prayer. I want to open the program today with a prayer. And I'm not asking you to join me. I'm not asking you to join me. I'm going to pray a short prayer. So be patient with me. My prayer is, dear God of the universe, in many forms, the God that inhabits everything, every being, the God that looks over this creation, the God that has his hand in the molding and shaping of the wonderful things of life. I'm asking that creator of the universe, and I'm begging the creator of the universe to protect this broadcast so that in no way anybody from the PNC can gain access to this broadcast. That Aubrey Norton does not have internet on his phone to tune into this broadcast. I beg the God of the universe to grant me that wish, to grant me this prayer, to grant me this respect, because the God that you and I honor, worship, and pray to, Om Shanti, Shanti. The God that we recognize and embrace does not recognize Norton. Doesn't. So I'm asking the God of us to block Norton and the PNC people so they will not have access to this feed. They will not be able to access or tune in to this live. I beg of that universal God to block Aubrey Norton now so he will not access this feed. Get rid of that noise there. Thank you, universal God. I believe in my heart that you would grant me that wish. Welcome to Dr. Love Prasad Uncensored. I'm going to start things off like this. Okay? I shared earlier an article that someone forwarded to me last evening. I never heard of this so-called online newspaper. I've never heard about it until someone forwarded me the article. So I'm going to read for you what the article says. Okay? Some prat plural, you know, the imbeciles, because it takes more than one to bring out that kind of personality in those people. One alone can't do it. One alone can't do it. It takes a whole lot of prats and imbeciles and dolts and dullards and boneheads to bring out the personality in people like Priscilla Scampuswell and this bonehead other one, what they call him? I have to pull up his name. Lynch Chop. Lickford Smirk. It takes a whole village of numbskulls, simpletons, lunkheads, ignoramus to raise these people so that they can think they have that amount of confidence, these mutts, to come on social media. I want to criticize people who have actual anointing. And one of their chief whip, what you call him? This donkey David Hines. Let me get to the article. I'll come back to these idiots. What does the article says? It says something like Village Voice. I've never heard of it before. I guess it's a failing experimentation that they, you know, the PNC, they couldn't find anybody with the brains to formulate anything substantial to attack people that are privileged to the point where their privilege is about their capacity, mental capacity. So they have to create something online, use the white man's internet and domain to create a site or whatever they create, to use AI to help them to, you know, compose whatever letter they have to compose to target me. Gentle me. What have I done? How have I offended thee? What have I done? I'm innocent. I'm innocent. Why would you want to target me? Anyway, let's get to the article. I have it before me. The heading is, all Guyanese urged to denounce Sherwin Warner. They forget to put the doctor. Anyway. And it reads thus: Dear editor, or idiot, on April 19, 2025, a TikTok Facebook video surfaced allegedly featuring this loon that typed this article. The loon that typed this article the lockhead, says allegedly featuring a shirtless man. Allegedly. When you allege something, is that you're not certain. You have to get your evidence. You understand what it is? The video either featured a character without shirt or it didn't. And since you have possession of the video, you imbecile, you clearly saw the evidence that I was not wearing a fucking shirt. Because why? I was in my house. And when I'm in my house, I'm naked. Naked. Because I am a hot-blooded Indian. I told you many times, don't call me an African. Okay, let's get on to the... okay, fine. Allegedly. Featuring, it's a movie, a shirtless man. No, I was naked, you fool. Of African descent. Are you serious? You are sure? This, what's his name? What was her name? Leland Saul. Fucking Leland. What kind of name is that? Leland Saul. Leland Saul. African descent. Have you any evidence, Leland Saul, that I descend from Africa? That my father and my grandfather came from Africa, somewhere in the continent? Do you have the evidence to back that up? How do you know? How do you know that my ancestors, my father's father, his father, came from the continent they now call Africa? How do you know that? What's your evidence? Have you done a DNA test to trace back my genetics to see where it stopped? Have you done that? Okay. Named Shorin Warner. What do you mean named Shorin Warner? Anyway. In this video, he makes derogatory statements about Afro-Guyanese, using terms such as nigger and negro, while advocating for their repatriation to Africa, claiming they are worthless. His comments are highly offensive and has no place in modern society. I urge this Leland Saul, he's urging. He's writing on an online paper, whatever, that nobody heard of. Just the PNC knows this thing exists, this paper exists. And he's using this medium to urge all Guyanese that all Guyanese don't even know exist, to denounce Shorin Warner, also known as Dr. Love. Now you get into it. Now you idiot is getting to it. Now. And to report this video and others as hate speech. You see what I said before? These are the people that keeps mass in their numbers reporting me to Facebook and TikTok and all these places to get me censored and shut down. Now he's admitting it. He's admitting that's what they are doing. They have been doing that. Furthermore, he, as if he's something, as if he's somebody. I call on the leadership of the People's Progressive Party. He calls on the president and Jagdeo. He's calling on these two kings to publicly condemn and disassociate themselves from Shorin Warner, as his remarks imply a connection to the party. Finally, now he's bringing an end to this boring thing. Finally, I trust that the ERC would investigate and sanction Mr. Warner accordingly. When he finished being sarcastic, then he realized that I'm a mister in his last sentence. So it's like, hey brother, no hard feelings, it's just business. I had to point this out, but I'm ending like, we're good, right? We're good, right? Leon Saul. Never heard the name before. I know of a Leon Saul, Ras Leon Saul, and he's a good guy. I know him, I've done a lot for him. So I know he would not take that initiative to try to insult me in this way. He knows better. So I don't know if somebody is trying to imitate and using Leon. But this moron who penned that piece, who typed that piece, pretending to be somebody of importance, to a paper that only circulate on the telephones of the PNC people. They're the only ones who know that paper exists. The Village Voice. Listen to how African it sounded. How African it sounded. The Village. That's Negro. That's Negro. Are you calling the word Negro derogatory? Since when is it derogatory? Since when? What generation? What age? Because some group back in Guyana or wherever decided that this word denotes debasing a people. You don't want to address Negroes, the right, correct social term Negroes, but you want to call the white man Caucasian. You want to call him Caucasian. You want to call the Indian man Asian. But you don't want to be accepted and called and identified socially as a Negro. Listen to me, you dummies. And I'm going to wrap up on this issue. You dummies from this village, whatever. I said, and I would repeat, I said back then, and I keep saying that if you are a Afro-Guyanese and you sit back and you do not condemn, you do not expose, you do not report and snitch on them niggas that keep terrorizing, breaking the law, and creating a toxic environment for the decent people of Guyana, you're also a nigger. That's what I said. And I went on further to say, and I'm going to say it again, if you hate Guyana so much, and before President Ali is campaigning, he's the only voice on the world stage that is pushing for reparations for the black man, not just the Guyanese, everywhere. President Ali is pushing for that. Reparations for these Negroes. Their own people ain't pushing for that. He's pushing for it. I suggested, instead of President Ali and the PPP fighting for reparations for a generation that only now existed or exists, he should be pushing for repatriation. Repatriate the fuck back to Africa those people who have issues living in Guyana. That's what I said. And I mean it. Look at what you're doing to that country. You're calling on the ERC to sanction me? I should sanction them. I should sanction the ERC. I should call on the government to sanction the ERC because they're useless. They're useless. Sanction me for what? Wait. You're still on this issue with Black Lives Matter? You're still on this issue about Black Lives Matter. All life matters. In Guyana, the Indian life matter, the Chinese life matter, the Amerindian life matter. All life matter in Guyana, not just the Negro. So the ERC that is comprised with the majority of PNC people who always take offense to sell to communicate a false impression to their base that they're looking out for the interests of the Afro-Guyanese. They should understand that they should stand up and speak out on a level playing field when acts of aggression, racial discrimination, brutality is meted out towards other ethnic groups. Indian, Amerindian, Chinese, Europeans. All life matters, you imbecile. Because the people who are continually destroying the beautiful fabric of the Guyanese society, the people who are creating negativity and causing the world to put all Guyanese in one boat as toxic and destructive and evil, are the niggers. They're the ones doing it. So the ERC should reach out and sanction them for creating public mayhem every time. That's what the ERC should be doing. I'm just calling a spade black. That's what I'm doing. I'm calling a spade black. What's the color of spade? In the deck of cards, what's the color? Yellow? Brown? It's black. So I'm just calling the spade what it is. So if you don't like the term nigger, then start behaving like a black man. Start behaving like a black man. Start behaving like the blacks in the PPP. Not the PNC blacks. The blacks, okay. The Afro-Guyanese in the PPP, you idiot, start behaving like them. Because those Afro-Guyanese in the PPP, they mirror the Indians. So unless you see them in their description and personal profile, you wouldn't know they're Afro-Guyanese. You'll think they're Indians because of their lifestyle. They live a certain level, standard. You would think they're Indians. So tell them niggers, if they don't want me to call them niggers, let them behave like the Indians. Decent, law-abiding, peaceful. Don't rob, don't loot, don't pick people's pocket, don't murder. That's the thing. Tell them that, ERC. The whole organization needs to be disbanded. It's useless. Disbanded. All them unions and all them different this and different that and them foundations, that's what the black man does. I'll get to my other points, but you know, I'm flowing. The Indian man, he opens a business to provide a service, a decent business, and he employs black people. He builds a factory. He builds a factory. And he employs black people. The Chinese man opens a supermarket and he serves the black community. He employs black people. The Chinese man opens a trading company to trade goods and services. And he finds the cheapest market to make certain essential commodities reasonable to black people, while at the same time he hires black people. The black man gets some money and he increases his wives, or he opens a club, a bar, to sell alcohol and drugs that encourages prostitution, crime, or what the black man does, he starts a GoFundMe. If he don't open a club or a bar that is bad for society, he starts a GoFundMe to get some easy money. But the other two groups, they invest in businesses, factories, manufacturing. They do that. You see the difference? So the ERC should be disbanded. Those unions, as they labor this and labor that, they're useless. Look at the history of their existence. They were created to be a pest to the Chedi regime. They were enforced to be a blockage and depression to the Jagdeo regime. And now they are enacted and enabled to be a parasite to the Irfan regime. They wouldn't quit. They are what you call the undercover gangs that gallivant in the high spheres of society, pretending to be a decent organization run by criminals. That's what they do. They should be shut down. Or the Indians and Chinese should establish rival organization and put them to rest. Show them how it is done, how decent people cohabit. Show them how it is done. So I address that. What I want to deal with also that is close to my heart. I was disappointed when I came across that news item. I was disappointed. Where this man allegedly, because I have not seen much of evidence, I'm just taking in information for what is already in the public, hasn't yet been convicted and decided by a court. Upon that, then I can say for sure this is what it was. But until then, allegedly. That's how you use the word allegedly. You're not sure. So before they sue you, you say, but I said allegedly. I did not say conclusively. Allegedly. Not conclusively. So allegedly, this Indian man who goes by the name Jagdeo, what a coincidence. One Jagdeo is saving the country, doing his best to keep the moral spirit of Guyanese high and their hopes intact, their dreams alive, and for them to feel secure. And they have the other one that happened to fall upon the name Jagdeo, the other one, who had a sign on his shop. I must congratulate him for having a shop. And this is what I like about the Indians. They invest. They help their communities. But that clown didn't stop there. Maybe he has issues with Jagdeo. Maybe he went to Jagdeo and said, Vice President Jagdeo, listen, I don't know how we are related, but I have the same last name like you. So I need a favor. And maybe Vice President Jagdeo say, go fuck yourself. And he's like, oh, okay. I'll show you what I'll do. So he has an axe to grind. That meathead has an axe to grind. And the best way for him to grind the axe is to commit an act of treason. Because when you side with the enemy to the detriment of your nation, that's treasonous. That is treasonous. It has been established by the president and the attorney general and the brigadier, the chief of the army staff, and the vice president himself, that if you join with the enemy, Venezuela, conspire with the enemy regarding their elections and regarding what they're planning to do, bluffing, whatever, then you would be guilty of the act of treason. So that mutthead, Jagdeo, decided that he is indispensable, and he put some sign on his shop with Essequibo out of the Guyana map. In the same one Guyana, that's the sarcasm. The one Guyana, but Essequibo is missing. And went further to put a Facebook post about Essequibo belongs to Venezuela, something like that. That's treasonous. That is treasonous. So the two things that I can recommend for that asshole is that the name Jagdeo is stricken from him. He should be deported from the group of families that carries the name Jagdeo. He should be deported to Africa. That asshole, that lunatic. Or send them at Sophia. Let them go there and find residency at the PNC Congress. They can do well with him. And he should not have been given bail. What's it with the 350,000 Guyana dollars? What's it with these judges? Or these magistrates? Are they stuck on 350? Is that it? That's what the state pays them? So they're protesting. They are protesting the state by constantly only giving that amount in bail to these heinous crimes committed by these lunatic criminals. The people, the three thugs, the three zombies who robbed the Chinese. These know-nothings. They got 350,000 Guyana dollars each on bail. That's Linden. They have this other asshole who goes by the name Jagdeo, Vice President Jagdeo. No disrespect to you, sir. You are an honorable man, worthy of praise. So I'm not going to say Jagdeo when I'm talking about that fool. I'm going to say Lakdeo. Lakdeo, I'll say. Just because I have admiration for Jagdeo, I'm going to say Lakdeo on that imbecile. So Lakdeo also got 350 bail for a crime of treason. What's with the 350? Attorney General Anna Nandalal, what is with the 350? Is that the lowest bail that can offer or the highest for those kinds of crimes? Neither of these two group of people, not the three criminals from Linden, or this Lakdeo guy that has an issue with the name Jagdeo, he should still be in jail for the treasonous act against his country. He should be in jail. Don't deport him to Venezuela. He belongs there. Deport him to Mazaruni. Leave him there. They're doing this to find favor with Norton These Indians that are disrespecting the legacy of Chedi, that are conspiring to undermine the stability and the safety of the Guyanese citizens and the Guyanese borders. Those Indians who are involved in that coup, you should be ashamed of yourself. You're doing all of that for what? For what? Some black girl finds you sexy? You want some Afro-Guyanese woman to give you some? So for you to become favorable to them, you have to openly attack the government? You trying to get some pussy? That's it? They have a lot of them who will give it to you for free. No effort, for free. Just a KFC, a Burger King, or some Chinese food, and you get that pussy for free. You don't have to commit treasonous act to be like a thug now. Oh, no, you can join the black gang. Hey, he's a brother. Yeah, come here, man. He's a brother. Yeah. Or are you trying, lack Dio, are you trying to commit an act where you don't have to get in violent confrontations with anyone so you can get to prison and get some free black dick? Is that what you're trying to do, sir? I mean, I actually call you sir. What's wrong with me? It's a lack of water. The lack of water sometimes causes me to slip. Call that idiot, sir. So if you want some black pussy, go to any bar that is owned by a black guy. There's a lot of pussies there for free. Or if you're looking for some black dicks, tell him you can't pay the bill and get remanded to Camp Street jail. Lot of free dicks you can find there if you're into that kind of stuff. But a treasonous act like that should never be forgiven or a bailable offense. It should not. So these PNC-oriented magistrates, they should have a special gender for them. These PNC magistrates, allegedly, that are letting these criminals roam free by giving them affordable bail. Affordable bail. Yes. Because when they commit these acts, Nigel Hughes and Aubrey Norton's camp would start a gossip and a theory that, you see, they're trying to lock up the black youths because the black youths would not be around to vote in November. So we have to get these black youths out. GoFundMe. GoFundMe. And they start a GoFundMe to get money from these blacks from wherever who are living on welfare checks to send that welfare checks that Donald Trump is giving these niggas so they can pay these lawyers like Nigel Hughes to bail them out. Poor black people who are living off the white man is taking the white man's free money and sending it via GoFundMe to get criminals out of prison. And Nigel Hughes is the one who wants to be president. And imagine the other day I said, Nigel, I like you. You're a nice guy. Imagine I said that. I knew I had something to drink that day. It tasted funny. It tasted funny. I knew something was wrong. Ain't no way I could talk nice about Nigel's use. Ain't no way. Something was wrong. The obio got through. The obio penetrated somehow. This is why I have ceramic and a red tie. It's red. It's a bit washed up. It's red. I have to get some new ties. I have to buy some more ties. When you send me your help, I'll buy some ties. But for now, the obio went through. This is why I said something nice about Nigel. Nigel, I said something nice about you. Now it's occurred to me that, you see, it's good to listen to yourself before you speak. You know, you repeat it in your mind, and then you realize, don't say that. Don't say that. You sound like an idiot. Don't say that. Now to say that I've actually said something nice to Nigel Hughes, I sound like an idiot. This is why that imbecile put that piece about I must be sanctioned. Because I sound like these fools when I say something nice about Nigel. Fucking Nigel. You trying to get a dead criminal to clear his name? For what? Oh, you were paid already. You have to earn your salary. So the deal is, hey man, we pay you already. Get it done. You don't have a conscience, sir. See, there I go again. There I go again. I am so used to being respectful because of the Indian side of me. I'm saying sir to people who don't deserve the sir. So Nigel, you're a disgrace. You want to be president? Now I have to reconsider my talking point about Norton. You want to clear the name of dead criminals who murdered people? What's in it for you? You think that's going to help you get elected? Oh yes, there it goes again. Your base are thugs and criminals. They can identify with that. If you can achieve that milestone, you're good with them criminals. You are good with them. Yeah. They'll prefer you over Norton. You have a sure position. As presidential candidate? Maybe. But them thugs want to hear that. You are marketing yourself so they know when they commit crime, who's the guy to go to? Nigel Hughes. He is the defender of the crooks. He is the iron gate so that the criminals can find refuge. Iron Gate. IRON for GATE. This is 8, Nigel. This is not 8. This is 8. This is 10. This is 8. So you know. Shame on you. And you want decent Guyanese whose family would have been terrorized by criminals. You want them to support you when you are openly fighting the legal system, trying to control the legal system, to manipulate the legal system for the defense of murderers and thieves and thugs and terrorists, and you want to be president? You and Aubrey Norton should give yourself a hug. You and Aubrey Norton deserve each other. It will make that great-grandfather jealous. Hines, he'll be jealous. if you get close to Norton, because he got a thing for Norton. Ugly attracts ugly. So you get close to Norton, Hines will have a problem. Instead of Hines cussing the Indians, that's giving him soup, he might start cussing you if you take the attention away from him that he has with Norton. Those are the issues. While the president of Guyana is doing his utmost, there is nothing else that man can do. What is left for President Ali to do is to become Jesus, is to become Mahatma, is to become Krishna or Muhammad. That's what's left for him to do, because he is pulling out all the stops. He is exploring every possibility when it comes to what's best for his country. He is doing whatever it takes. And the best, yes, Norton, the best you dummies could have done today was to walk out of the parliament to protest a frivolous case that I've said before should have been gone with the wind. Bury the child. I'm not giving that any attention. I'm done with that. But you left the parliament where your test, your ultimate test of character was challenged, where the world would see that you are not a nigger, because you didn't get what you want so you can keep milking the Guyanese economy. You turned against the possibilities to unite the nation and the government and the parliament against a common enemy as Venezuela, and not Venezuela as the people of Venezuela, that lunatic Maduro and his paid operatives that he has in his cabinet, so-called cabinet. Before you stood and take out your weak ego for a change and stand in attention, be in attendance, be present mentally, spiritually, and emotionally in the parliament to join together against a common enemy. You walked out for a frivolous protest because Maduro and his so-called planned elections for Sunday, all Guyana is against it, except you and the AFC. What do you have with Maduro? How much is he paying you? How much is Maduro paying you, Aubrey Norton? How much are you getting to continue to boycott the initiative of the government? How much is Maduro paying you? He's not getting money right now because Donald Trump blocked him everywhere. So how much is he paying you? Where is he getting money from? I know they have a lot of drugs there. They get it smuggled anywhere, wherever, but how much is Maduro paying you, Aubrey Norton, to boycott your country? What, is Maduro afraid of the black man? So he's telling you, hey, I don't want to fight with you niggas. I don't want to fight with you Negroes. So I'm telling you now, I want no fight. And then you say, okay, then you have to pay me. Give me something so I can step aside. And Maduro gave you a few bucks for you to step aside so that he can bully the little Indian boy? Is that the deal you made? So in light of all that, in light of the fact that the criminals in Venezuela, possibly Maduro's people, attacked attacked the soldiers and injured 3 black men in February, and then just in this month, fired upon more black men, that did nothing to you? Because when it comes to you being paid, you are immune to your humanity? Is that it? I want to know how much you're being paid by Venezuela to stand against Guyana. You should be charged for treason as well. The fact that you walk out of the parliament today in such an important case, you should be charged for obstruction of justice for the Guyanese people and charged with treason. You should be, Aubrey Norton. You see why I said the Home Affairs Minister should be fired? They're protesting again. They are protesting again. See why I said he should be fired? Stop these protests. Did the PNC get permit to protest? Did they get a permit to protest? Are you afraid of them? What, they had 20 people this time? 50 people? The crowd keeps getting smaller and smaller because the good citizens of Guyana realize that these people are using us for their own political mileage. Your obia isn't working on the PNC supporters, Aubrey Norton. It's not working. Because they are taking washes every day. They're washing themselves. So the obia that you are using to get them to submit to your beck and call, it's getting weaker and weaker and weaker. So they are not responding to you as always. The only ones that are responding are the ones who go out to commit criminal activities. So there was nowhere to loot today, nothing to burn, so the crowds didn't come out. But if you have some looting is going to happen, yes, you might get a few hundreds. But there is nothing to steal or to loot. So you had to bring out those old people who are on pension, who are enjoying the increase in pension that the good government has offered. You wake them up from their beauty rest to come out and hold some paper, strain their voices. Justice for Adriana, justice for Adriana. Today is Adriana, tomorrow is your kid. Let the people stay at home and enjoy the retirement money the government is giving. Look how much the government is doing for senior citizens. Those people protest all their lives for PNC. All their lives they've been protesting. That's the best thing the black man does. Has so much energy. So much energy to be out in rain and sun, shouting and walking, brutalizing, being destructive. He has the energy to do that. But not to hold a job. Not to hold a job. They don't have energy to work, but have energy to be destructive. Which is worst? Work is easy. Holding a job just takes consistency and waking up in the morning on time. That's it. But you're going out in the sun and some free drinks that some black bar donates to the PNC with some of Muhammad's money, and that's what you do. That's the best you do. protest. You're a disgrace. When the country needs the unity towards a common enemy, but like I said, it's not your enemy. Maduro is not your enemy. So we get it. But nobody is impressed. Go back in your cheap studio where you do your cheap press conference, get a better writer, get better suits. Are you telling me that they don't have anybody in the United States that can donate some suits to you? PNC has a faction there, right? Ask Lynchcop. Let him organize the same place he goes and gets his free bread. Him and Lickford Smirk, where they go and get their free bread. Everything is free. They have to get free this and free that and free this. Tell Scampuswell to send you some of the GoFundMe she got for her bail. And order some suits that make sense. I can't give you, I can't send you any suit. My suits would run away from your body. My suits would shrink if it comes anywhere close to you. So I can't help you. But go back and do that stuff that you like doing. Because what you're doing is destructive, it's bad for the country. It's bad for the country. You will... Aubrey Norton, Nigel Hughes, neither of you would never, not in this lifetime, would never be president or vice president of Guyana. Neither of you, not Norton, not Hughes, never. Nobody from the PNC or the AFC would govern Guyana in any capacity whatsoever, ever. I guarantee you that. You can bet on it. Would never happen. Let me make that clear. So because you like the free $1 million you're getting and all the grants that the government is giving, yes, you get the grants too. And Nigel, every Guyanese citizen collects the grants, including you. You want to keep getting that? Be a nice opposition leader. Be a nice opposition leader. Take your medication. Get your rest. You know, do your thing undercover. Because the next PNC Congress, you are out. They're going to vote you out. They'll put a woman. The fact that you hate women, they're going to vote you out. So I'm advising you to start behaving. Start behaving. And let the people understand that he's a good, ugly boy. Let's keep him as the chairman. You know, he's not causing problems. Because what you're doing, that's not the role of the opposition. Holding these protests, it's not the role of the opposition. Call on the FBI and the American Secret Service and the American military and all these other countries to come and help Guyana bomb Venezuela into oblivion. Call them for that. But let that child sleep. Let her go to God. God needs angels to watch over you. Let the child go to God. You people are heaping coals of fire on your heads, including her parents, by abusing that child's body that way. You're going to rot. Let the child go to God. There are more important issues to deal with in Guyana. Vice President Jagdeo, I watched your press conference. The full hour, and I usually watch your press conference from time to time. I do watch. I like your suits. Yes, Vice President, I'm a suit guy. But I can't afford the suits that you're wearing. So you may have to send me some. I'm bigger, but I'll give you my size. So you can buy, I don't want the ones you're wearing. I want you to buy me some new suits and send them to me. Because that's how come I tune into you, because of your suits and your ties. And you're pleasant. You're nice looking, you're pleasant. We're both, bald-headed. Yeah, so I watch you, I listen to you. And you're smart. I also, sometimes I'm thinking, you're fighting, you're trying hard not to say fuck and MS and bitch. You're trying your best. It's not easy. I don't know the stuff you have in there, if it's vodka that you have to drink to calm yourself. But I understand it's not an easy thing dealing with these Negroes. It's not an easy thing, I can tell you that. So I know what you're up against. But when you try your best, Vice President, to deal nicely with these thugs and these witchcraft practitioners, you come over as compromising, afraid, scared, and boring. Unleash your demons, Jagdeo, against these devils. You have to fight Satan with Michael. Okay? Remember, they are Rawan children. And you can't fight Rawan by being Durga. No. You gotta fight Rawan by being Hanuman. The strength of Hanuman to fight Rawan. Okay? So when you are serenading them and holding back, you make them think you're afraid of them. That's what you make them think. You are afraid of them. You have to be nice. Because before you came back and had to correct yourself because of something that was obvious, you didn't even have to address it. You're giving these people a platform as if they are relevant and important. When the Vice President, a man that is powerful as you are a king. I said, and I'm going to repeat myself, that you are Bara Jagdeo, Dr. Jagdeo. You are the greatest politician in Guyana's history. You, Vice President Jagdeo. Chedi Jagan, he is the creator. I never label him as a politician. He is the creator. The father. Our father. Chedi Jagan. But you, Vice President Jagdeo, you are the greatest politician in the history of Guyana. That short history we have from independence to now, there's nobody, there has been no one else like you. And you were just like Irfan, a little Indian boy tasked with that huge responsibility. And you did well. You the man. Jack Dio, you the man. You did well. So when you sit on your press conference, and instead of dealing with the pressing, serious issues that a man at your level, your kingly level, should be dealing with, you are wasting your intelligence, your divine breath, talking about some idiot who got deported the same day she landed and had to come back and correct a statement that they misconstrued and edit and twist and edit just to make your voice sound like you're saying Guyanese are stupid. Then the only Guyanese who would believe that are the ones who are actually stupid. The only Guyanese that will believe that you said Guyanese are stupid are the Guyanese who are actually stupid, and those are the PNC people. They'll believe that. Because the fact that they are PNC supporters, they're stupid. So that is good for their audience. What all of their pundits are doing, and their Rottweilers, no, that's a nice dog. Their street dogs are doing to manipulate a piece of footage and a voice to make it sound like you're saying Guyanese are stupid. They're dealing with their stupid audience. Their stupid audience know that they're stupid. So hearing the vice president confirm that they're stupid leaves them no choice but to accept that, okay, in actuality, they are fucking stupid. You're gonna use your divine calling to invest so much time to deal with that issue, knowing it wouldn't make a difference. They thrive on the carcasses of the truth. They thrive on that. So no matter what you say after, you can play the whole press conference again, they wouldn't click on it. They're not going to watch it. They don't want to be corrected. They want to hold on to that idea that you call them stupid, which in fact they are stupid. The Guyanese who believe that's what you say, they're stupid. That's why they believed it. Anything. Because if you say the Guyanese who support Norton is ugly, they're going to take that statement and they will edit out support Norton. And they will say, you see what he says? Guyanese is ugly. But you will never get the part that says the ones who support Norton are ugly. You won't get that. You have to go back to your original statement, and that's a lot of time. Internet costs money. Even if the government is paying your internet bill, Vice President Jagdeo, it's money. Don't go back and you have done nothing wrong, so you don't need to correct anything. This is not a court of law. It's not a court of public opinion. They're not the jury. Nigel defends criminals. You're not a criminal. You don't need their defense. So yes, anybody who believes or believed that a hustler, female black hustler, is going to go get a visa, pay for the visa, book her ticket, call all her relatives, hold a party, a farewell party, slept with whoever the night before as a goodbye sex, if it's with a woman or a man, I don't know, Went to the Obia man, took a bath, got some emblem to walk with, enter a plane, flew all the way to United States, landed at the airport, and when she arrived at customs, realized that she hates America. She had an epiphany. She hated America. She did all of that. Landed there. Had people come to pick her up. But when she stopped by immigration and they took her to the interrogation room, pull up her files, she realized that, fuck it. My sponsor's gonna reimburse me. I'm not going to America anymore. You're in America, stupid. Yeah, but you're in America. But I'm going back home. But your ticket never said your return date is, you still have to book a flight. You have to stay in the United States. You have to change your date. You have to pay to get an upgrade on your ticket to change the date. Then you can be booked on a plane going back to whatever destination. It's not just like that. You jump out the plane, you're like, oh, fuck it, I'm going back home. And you turn, no. It doesn't work like that. But you want your followers to believe that's what you did. That you decided that you hated America because Trump is president and Kamala Harris didn't get the vote. You realize then that, oh shit, Trump is president. It ain't my girl who's president. I'm not going to Trump land. You just got the news late. So you decided, oh shit, why didn't somebody tell me? Why didn't I check my news? Why didn't I call Lickford Smirk? Or Crylissa Scamposwell? Oh, she was in jail. Oh yeah, I couldn't call her. You did none of that. You want your stupid followers, well, they'll believe it. That your immediate deportation, and only the FBI and ICE can do that. They can take you off one plane and put you on another one. They're the only ones who can do that. You can't do it yourself. You have to be deported. You have to be returned. And that's deportation. As long as your visa is canceled, it's deportation. Only the State Department, the FBI, can do that. Nobody else. So yes, because of your associations, and I wouldn't say alleged, it's conclusive, associations with the Mohammeds who were sanctioned as a consequence to their crimes, you're a criminal. So the Americans don't want you in their country. And when you get there, all your information is there. You have to remember this. This is how the system works. You may be able to smuggle drugs into the airport, but you can't smuggle yourself into the airport. Because yourself is your fingerprint. So while you may have a fake passport and fake name, you have to put your fingerprint. And when that goes, all the evidence comes on the screen. And they see who you are. Oh, this is that. Okay. Come with me. That's what happened. So to come and put on this black face, well, you're talking to your audience. That you decide to turn back because, I mean, these ghetto black women are so theatrical. I mean, they are good at drama. They are some wicked actresses. You would catch them in the act, you would see them doing that thing, and you would stand there and say, hey, and they would put on an act and make you believe that you didn't see what you know you have seen. Those ghetto black women, that's how professional they are with changing their stories. Can't trust them. This is why the Americans deals with the evidence. Put your thumbprint here. That's the evidence they want. They don't want to hear your story. Just put your thumbprint, your print. And if you peel off this, they say, okay, scan your eyes. So all them thugs who think they can get away, that is what the facial recognition software does. It takes out all the points on your face. All the points. So even if you wear a mask, it masks your face, it measures. And if it's 80%, 90%, that's you. Without the mask, 100%. With the mask, 80, 90%, they know it's you. That's the facial recognition software. So let them lunatics think they can get away with the crimes they're committing. You see, this one tried to get into the United States and thought that the airport don't have our information. It's in the main server. It's in the main server. Every department of government has your information. Every department. So even if you try to go through a different means, it's there. You cannot enter, no matter how you try, because your information is there. And when they want to get you anywhere in the world, they will find you. So them roaches in Guyana that are pesting the society, they will find you. Give yourself up while you're still alive. Dead men can't say sorry. Give yourself up while you are still alive. So Vice President Jagdeo, in my opinion, you should not have wasted time dealing with that. If they want to believe they're stupid, then fine. They're stupid. Because anybody in their right sense wouldn't even listen to that story, much more think or dwell on it to try to figure out if it makes sense. Unless you are stupid and incapable of thinking, then you need some formula to tell you what direction your thoughts should go in. And the formula comes from those who are controlling your thinking and your behavior. And the PNC are good at controlling their followers, because their followers are uneducated scums that has no direction and keeps looking to a corrupt leadership for alternatives and direction. So anything they throw out to them, they scramble at it. They trust it. And it's unfortunate for them. Not the good people of Guyana. For them. Vice President Jagdeo, you have a bigger mandate. A bigger mandate. And something else I want to touch on that you talked about is this. Your government's policy is to make the lives of Guyanese livable. Livable. It's not just about adding money to their paycheck, but reducing the prices of goods and services in whatever category. So the fact that your initiatives and programs had affected the price of raw material in way of stone and sand and these things, that's a good thing. It's a good thing. So if the truckers want to be manipulated by the opposition, they're looking for anything they can find to use to keep their relevance in the air. So anything. They pick on the truckers, they pick up their case, or they're pushing them to protest. So while they might be protesting for a cause that is of no consequence to the booming economy, the PNC people, they don't own trucks. They don't own businesses. They are at no loss. But they are capitalizing on a situation that may have started out of a genuine need of getting some attention. But if the lives of Guyanese are affected for the better because of competition, then how is that a bad thing? All the truckers or whoever has the competition to deal with, all they have to do is to improvise. Improvise. Find other means to boost their profit or income. If they realize the competition is getting greater, then they have to increase their fleets. But the people who benefit are the citizens of Guyana. They're the ones who benefit. Why is that a bad thing? From 18,000 in PNC time to 8,000 in the PPP time, and that's bad? That is a 10,000 Ghana dollars difference. That is 50 US dollars. How is that a bad thing? Yeah. Because the government gets the good name for bringing down the price of raw materials when it comes to giving Guyanese the opportunity to build and finish their homes fast and on time because of Chinese intervention and competition. They cry foul. They cry foul. But this is the thing with the PNC. When they are in power, they're looking for avenues where they can get some of the profit. So while the price gouging in their time, and the retailer or the manufacturer, whoever is it, can add on a 10 and 20 and 100% on the actual price, the PNC operatives may get a 10%, 20% cut. So they turn a blind eye as to the abuses that are meted out to the Guyanese people. But now the real heroes come and say, hey, we're people too. And we cannot allow this to continue. Open the market. Come and do business. There is much for everyone. They have a problem with you for that? If the quarry, if the stone and the sand can go down to 2,500 Ghana dollars per ton, the Americans and everybody will run to Guyana to live because the cost of living will be so affordable. More people will want to go there to live. That's what you want. You need to increase the population. You need more Europeans to come there, more Chinese, more Indians to move to Guyana to make that country their home. You think they're going to come if the cost of living is like America or in Europe? So the government has to do what it has to do to bring the cost of living down so it's livable for the average Guyanese. Why is that a bad thing? Because the PNC can't get their cut anymore from the truckers? Let them go get a job. You are in the parliament, you can get a side hustle. Get a side hustle. Open a car wash. I suggested it. Open a car wash. Nigel Hughes, David Hines, and Aubrey Norton. That's your side hustle. Let the truckers go and wash their trucks there. But the competition is good. Is good. If the Chinese has the investment, if the Chinese has the know-how, if the Indians have the know-how, give them the contracts. The government is saving money. If a Guyanese contractor wants $1 billion for a project and is going to finish the project in 6 months, and the Chinese say, hey, give me 500 million, I'm going to finish the project in 3 months with the same and higher standard and quality, you can inspect it with 100 years guarantee. Why should the government give the Guyanese the $1 billion when they can save $500 million by giving the Chinese? No, you always go to the lowest bidder. Always go to the lowest bidder. Don't hustle your own country. Don't rob your own country. This is like some women, ladies again. You see, if I don't bring you in, I'm not Dr. Love. I have to mention something about you. So like women, they're going to hustle their husbands and their boyfriends for their friends. They're going to make stories up and tell the boyfriend or husband, honey, grandma is sick. Honey, this problem is there. Okay, baby, what can I do? I need $1,000. Okay, honey, I'll do anything to make you happy. When they know it's $100 for that thing they wanted, but because they think the man has the money, $1,000. And that $1,000, they're not going to bank it. They're not going to buy something and come back and say, honey, I bought. No. They're going to buy some gift for their friends and family and girls' night out and the side guy hustle. Okay, that's enough with women. So that's what some guys are doing, hustling their own country to the detriment of that country. And you call yourself patriots? Move to Venezuela. You would be welcome there. Maduro wants the haters of Guyana to live in Venezuela. Move to Venezuela. So when the Americans and the Europeans start bombing them, don't run back as refugees. Stay and take the heat. Yeah. Look. I heard something the other day about some peasant, one of these oafs, these PNC oaf. Let me give him a word you can understand. Peasant. Saying that President Ali has to get a special sanitizer to cleanse his hands after shaking the hands of black people. If that is true, if what this man stated, if that is the truth, welcome to the club, President Ali. Welcome to the club. If that's true. But if it is not true, shame on you, President Ali. Shame on you. I thought you had better hygiene. I thought you were raised right. If you are not doing what they say you're doing, if it's not true, and you do not take time to disinfect your hands and your body after mingling with the ghetto, then you were not raised properly. But if it is true that you have a special hand sanitizer, welcome to the club. I open my doors and I say, I can trust this brother because he has high hygienic standards. Listen, to why I'm saying that. Because these hands, I don't shake people's hand. Especially black people, I don't shake people's hand. I don't. And if I'm dealing with money, I always have a special hand sanitizer close by. Always. I am never without it. If by some means I run into somebody, and not to make them feel, to belittle them, and they stretch out their hands, and before I can go like this, they grab mine and I shake their hands. In my mind, I'm blocking the energy so that it doesn't intercept into my skin. I'm blocking it. I'm creating a contraction so the energy stays there. From them, it stays there. It does not jump over. That's what I do. And from the time I release the hand, I find somehow, somehow, so before I touch myself, before I do anything with the hands that I just shook somebody's hand, I get to my disinfectant and I disinfect my hands. I do that. And I am not president. I am not president and I do that. Can you imagine? I don't hug people. I don't hug people. No, women. But I hug women in an intimate setting. After they shower, and I watch them shower to make sure they showered properly, I hug. Because women don't transmit negative energy like that, but they can transmit bacteria. Women do not transfer negative energies. Men do. But women can transfer diseases, bacteria, toxicity, but not negative energy. So it's not really a problem to hug a woman. But I'm a germaphobe. I just can't deal with, my nose is sensitive. If you have a bad breath, I'm turned off. So I don't go close to some of the Negroes. I don't talk to them. Because most of them don't visit the dentist. They have cavities, bad breath. They don't floss. So I don't interact much because of that. They don't take advantage of body lotions and creams and perfume. They don't do that. So you get that natural, raw, stinky sweat. So I can't be hugging them. I can't do that. I keep at the distance. So when it's talking time, because a lot of people talk and they spit. When they talk, they have these pebbles coming out of their mouth. So I talk at a distance. Don't get close and talk to me for that pebble with bacteria and germ jump on my skin and infect. Keep your distance. So when I get home, I don't sit on my chair or my bed with the clothes I came off the road with. From the time I get in, there is a special room where I take off that clothes from the road. I put it immediately into the basket with the rest of the nasty clothes, and in the shower to get rid of all that interaction. I do that on a daily basis. So when I'm finished using the toilet, I don't just wipe with the paper. I wipe with the paper, then I go shower. 2 levels of cleansing, paper and water. And not just water and soap. Because I hate the smell of I hate the smell. My nose is sensitive. I love expensive perfume. So if you're going to send me a gift, don't buy no fucking cheap perfume, some Chinese. No, it got to be good. The best. Nothing cheap. Because I'll know. So President Ali, if you don't disinfect your hands when interacting with people, then you have some issues. You can't tell me you can't afford to buy hand sanitizers. You'll get it for free. I mean, look, during COVID, it was given out for free. You mean all that sanitizers is finished? You don't have any storage? You should have. So it's good. You have to disinfect your hand with a special thing, because let me take it up a notch. The PNC people are constantly trying to get you. Constantly. And because their whole being is obia, the witchcraft spell will not affect them. So they will get a spell from the obia man, and the obia man will tell them, listen to what you do. Before you go in contact with that person, you put the perfume on your shirt. No, they don't talk like this. How do they talk? When you meet that banner, and you're talking to that banner, and you're going to socialize with that, fuck it. The obia man would say, when you meet that person, wear this perfume and get close to them so they can inhale the scent. And when they inhale the scent, then you can take possession of them, and then you can use this spell and this chant. That's what they will tell them. The other step they tell them is, rub it on your hand. And you say something, you speak something. So when you shake the person's hand, you shake it firm and you push something forward, the demon in them, and look them in the eye, and you whisper the chant. You get the spell on them. You don't think he knows that as president? Don't you think he knows about all those tricks people who practice opiate implement to control people? They've been trying from day one to control the president. But it doesn't work, because he disinfects his hands. He has special ointments. When he gets home, he showers and he prays and he meditates to get rid of all of that witchcraft that they're sending their way. Sending his way. So you want to push this thing so that he will stop disinfecting his hand, because it makes the blacks look like they're nasty? Yes, they are. Have you visited the black neighborhoods? Have you been to the ghettos? They will have babies' diapers with poop inside, in front of the gate. They would stand and piss in front of the gate. You're smelling all of that stinking ammonia smell from urine. And they would stand right there and eat an egg ball, a tennis roll, a Solara. They would eat right there. Black people. So yes, are we saying that? Yes, they're nasty. They're going to buy something from the store, from the shop to eat, and they will not wash their hands, sanitize their hands. They're going to just start eating it like that. That's nastiness. Nastiness. So President Ali, I recommend, if you don't disinfect, you should be disinfecting. Maybe that's why the white is coming so much now. because the obi is taking an effect on your hair. It's causing your hair to age. So you should be disinfecting. Get that thing to block the obi from coming to you. Get it? And speaking of President Ali, this all the Indians, uncles and mothers who had a hand in my upbringing, they always say, be respectful to your elders. And they're not just saying elders as in relatives. They're saying older people in society. He says, some of them may have this midlife crisis. Some of them may experience dementia and different levels of medical conditions that causes them to behave a certain way. And they will say, be patient with them, because one day you will get there and you do not know how you will act. So you want people to be also sensitive to your situation. And all my life I tried my best to follow that discipline. But this fucking lunatic, David Hines, I have to make an exception where you're concerned. I have to make an exception where you are concerned, because you happen to be the leader of a non-existent political movement called the WPA. It is not relevant anymore. You constantly try to keep it alive as long as you are. What are the benefits? You have a few followers from the WPA still? No, they are PNC. They are PNC. And a lot of them went to the PPP. So what is your role right now? David Hines, what is your role? Is this your retirement that you were planning for? What you're doing? Is this your retirement? Do you think that hell has any space for you? You think the devil would accommodate you? Does hell has a second department where you would be welcome? When my Indian aunts and uncle told me to have some patience and tolerance for the older people, they didn't mean you. You are not in the whole equation. They give description as to what kind of older people. Not you. You are not. You ain't in that. You're in a different category all by yourself. Okay? You and this makeup maid, MAKE-UP, makeup that the girls put on to make themselves look younger and more attractive. The makeup maid, Lickford Smirk, because he spends the whole day testing makeup to see which will suit his face, and lip gloss. As if he doesn't put the lip gloss on, it's going to reveal the amount of licking he has done. Not licking as in licking women, because I think every man should eat pussy. I recommend every man to eat pussy. It's a beautiful thing. 12 essential vitamins and minerals in the juice of the pussy. Not scam pussy type. Hell to the no. Vagina. Every guy should eat vagina. I ain't talking about that eating where Lickford Smirk is concerned. Or should I say Suckford Smirk? Because licking and sucking is two different things. You can't suck a pussy. You can lick a pussy, but you can suck a dick. So if it is that Suckford has to try to see which lip gloss hides the guilt of what his lips does, he and David Hines, a welcome couple. Maybe he'll do a better job than Smorton. But you, David Hines, you great-grandfather, you're going to use Mother Lachmi. You're going to further desecrate the goddess's name by comparing her to these lowlifes in Jamaica that sings about ghetto pussy. Those stinking, diseased, dry, broken ghetto pussy that they sing about. You're comparing Mother Lachmi to them? You don't understand religion, do you? You don't understand the symbolism. So you want to justify what that idiot criminal did? You think that's what the president and the ambassadors were dancing to? You played the song in the background to try to manipulate, your audience, of course. Your audience. But that's what you spend your time doing? That's what gets you off? Well, you wouldn't get off now because I think your voice has retired. Your face has retired. And naturally, that has also retired. So you have no getting off to get off. But you're going to make that comparison? You want to further perpetuate the disrespect? You want to further perpetuate the disrespect, and you are already retired. But your audience would like that. Your audience would like that. Show me an Indian song. Show me an Indian song from the motherland of India that disrespects women. Show me one. Just one. But almost every song that comes out of the black man's mouth that he produces disrespects women. His mother, his sisters, his aunts, every woman in his life, black men, when they make their songs, disrespects women. The black women, when they sing songs, disrespects themselves. And you want to compare that to a religious icon, goddess, universal symbol for over 1 billion people, to some ghetto music? You think people dance to bhajans and spiritual songs to Mother Lachmi? You think they dance to that? No, the president and the others don't dance to music that disrespects disrespect women. The people that you guys are sponsoring to bring to sing on these shows, they disrespect women. They're the criminals that does it. And it's socially accepted as music. So if that's the extent you're going to go to justify the disrespect from these people to the Indian deities, you must understand who's paying your check. Who's funding the man that's funding you. They're Indian people. The Indian people are funding the people who are funding you. They're the ones doing it. So this Muhammad guy that was the luckiest man in the world, not was, is, to get a Lamborghini for 75,000 American dollars. He's the luckiest guy. Don't forget Scampuswell and Suckford Smirk. Don't forget he's also Indian. He's Indian too. And he grew up in the PPP. He is Indian as well. He ain't black. Not because you thugs tell him nice things is going to change his ethnicity. He's Indian too. So when you're cussing the Indians, you're cussing him too. But he don't mind, because he needs your services. And he's getting it cheap. So David Hines, your rhetoric, you are not exempt from being disciplined. Not because you are a retired grandpa, it means that the system should overlook your statements. You are further inciting hate pursuit to tell more of these thugs to endanger their freedom by trying to replicate what the previous one did. You are inciting that. And it's all on record. So the ERC, who you're pushing to sanction me, should sanction you for the statements you've made in your previous life. You should all be sanctioned. And all of you should not only be sanctioned, but should be deported to stupidity. You should be deported to the land of numbskulls. Maybe the dementia is stepping in already. Maybe you're losing your memory. You're forgetting who's paying your bills. David Hines, you're forgetting. But the Indians in Guyana, the Indians around the world, I want you to get this clear. The Hindu in Guyana serves the same goddess as a Hindu in India, in Russia, in Africa, in America, in Europe, in the Caribbean. One goddess. Global worship. So the Hindus around the world, when these Negroes in Guyana are disrespecting the deity, you must understand it's not the Guyanese Indian alone they're disrespecting, it's you as well. All of you. So don't leave this fight to the Guyanese Indians alone. Step in. Step in. Unite and stand up against this continued bashing and battering and abuse to the Indians. And now they're stepping it up because they think the government is weak and afraid of them. Well, don't wait on the government. Use your mechanism, use your influence, use your apparatus to bring justice to the pride of the Hindus. The government has to be politically correct. For some reason, they need these black votes. For some reason, I don't know why, but they need it. It seems like they need it. So they're going too soft. But the rest of you don't have to. Don't have to. Check the staff you have, their social media. Check their social media. If the Afro-Guyanese are working for you, check their social media. And if their social media is subscribing to people like David Hines and Lynch Cup and the soccer guy and the others, if they are subscribing to these people, fire their ass. Fire them. Because they are a detriment to your company. Fire them. This is what I'm recommending. I have to stop now. We'll continue this on the next Live at 5 with Dr. Love Prasad. To all the persons, to all the wonderful persons who have continued to send their support, I'm blessed and thankful and grateful. And to those who want to support the initiative, you have to do that via a private messages. I'm not accepting blessings from demons. God's people. My hands are open for blessings from God's people. You are a person of God, send me a private message and we'll take it from there. But until then, if you have the ammunition to stand up and fight for yourself, don't wait on the government to do it. I'm with you. I got your back. Good night.